Hello, I'm here at the coffee shop and I'm gonna go for a little walk, but let's do this. I'm gonna put some music on while I go for my walk. And here's the fun part. Here's the really fun part. Check this out. I got my normal glasses and then I got sunglasses over my normal glasses. Just like that. Just like that. Now check this out. We have a second pair of sunglasses. So we got normal glasses, we got sunglasses, and then we've got, let's see here. Oops. Oh, hey, there we go. There we go. Yeah. So we got the normal glasses, we got the first pair of sunglasses, and then we have the second pair of sunglasses. Okay, I think we're ready. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Let's go. It's dark. it's a little bit dark with two pairs of sunglasses, but I think I can handle it. I can handle it. Okay, let's get going. It's a nice day though. Yeah, it's a real nice day. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so let's try this. Let's turn the volume down a little bit. Okay, there we go. Now I can think a little bit better. Okay, so I'm figuring out what I need to do today for art. I'm figuring out, I guess the process that I need to engage in to be able to do what I need to do today. So I'm working on my coloring book, and oh yeah. So this video, it's basically just me. I'm just going to be talking about, kind of going through what I need to do today for art. So that's all it is. It's basically just me. It's just a way for me to sort through my thoughts. So that is the purpose of this video. It's just me talking about what my plan is for today, and by doing that, by talking about it, it makes it easier for me to execute on the plan. So one thing that I struggle with pretty consistently is my ability to essentially get stuff done. So there's a term called executive function, and executive function is basically the ability to plan, to execute on tasks, stuff like that. Stuff that is not too difficult for most adults, but there's something like being on the autism spectrum. My ability to like plan and like execute on things is compromised, and sometimes that can look like laziness. It's honestly not. It's just there's some like malfunction in my brain where I have, I can have all these thoughts in my mind, but there's just like a disconnect for being able to actually execute on those thoughts and like do what I'm planning to do. And so I've thought of some ways to be able to essentially help with my executive function deficits. And I think the biggest thing for me to be able to help with executive function is to be able to make videos like this, and it's essential. So it's taking my thoughts and it's putting my thoughts into a different form. So putting them like into the video, and by doing that, I can kind of see what's going on in my head in a different way, and it's easier to figure stuff out like that. So what I'm working on, so I had worked yesterday on my coloring book, and I was honestly a bit disappointed because I didn't get as much accomplished as I wanted to. I'm kind of so okay, let's try this. The sunglasses, they're fun. So I'm working on a lot of different things at one time, and essentially it's I don't know how to explain it. I don't even know if I can explain. It's something that I believe is effective for me. It's kind of like if I'm working on one project or if I'm working on 5 projects, it's just kind of the same for me. Like it doesn't really matter how many projects I'm working on, like they all come from the same place. So it doesn't really matter, at least to me, it doesn't really matter how many projects I'm working on. But the thing that I'm trying to figure out now is how to be able to set up a production environment to allow me to produce the volume of work that I would like to produce. So the goal with this, so the coloring books are going to be fairly short. They're going to be about 10 pages. And basically the 10 pages, and I still have to find out if this is commercially viable. And, of course, if it's not going to work from like a commercial standpoint, I'll have to think of a different solution. But this is my plan so far, is that I'll have coloring books. They're going to be 10 pages each. And so that allows me to create the coloring books a lot faster than like say if I had a 30-page coloring book, that would take 3 times as long to create as like a 10-page coloring book. And the 10 pages, it allows me to explore a lot more ideas. So I can explore like one idea in 10 pages and then move to a different idea, do a different coloring book. So that would be another 10 pages. Whereas if I do like coloring books that are 30 pages long, I'm kind of on that idea for 30 pages. And I just like to be able to, I just have a lot of ideas that I want to express like through art. And I think for me to be able to express my ideas, it will be necessary to limit how many pages the coloring books have, just so I can, have more room for like other ideas, for like other fun ideas. And so yeah, I'll have 10-page coloring books. They're going to be, I don't know exactly what the price is going to be, but I think somewhere between like $4 to $7 seems like it would be reasonable. Like you're buying 10 pages, and yeah, like somewhere between $4 to $7 I think would be reasonable for that. But again, these are just it's not set in stone. It's just something that I think that, it's something that seems reasonable at this point. But I'll have to, there's nothing really set in stone with this. So the things I'm saying are things that I believe will work. But of course, some of these things are bound to change at a later point. So yeah, the 10 pages, 10-page coloring books, I will be selling them for maybe like $4 to $7 a piece, something like that. And what I really want to do is I want to be able to release one coloring book a week. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's probably too much. Okay. Let me revise that. So I think, okay. How about this? Okay. I think not one coloring book a week, but 3 coloring books a month. So 10 pages. If I release 3 coloring books a month, that is, 30 pages that I would have to do in a month. So that's essentially like me doing 1 coloring book page each day, which seems possible, but I'm working out the details right now to see how I can do that. So yeah, there's just a lot of working on a big volume of things together. The problem that I'm trying to solve right now is just how to organize the data, how to make the organization of the data efficient. One of the things that I'm doing is I'm taking my old drawings, I'm putting them into a document together, and it's just, that makes it a lot easier for me to connect ideas, to connect like visually how the drawings look together, and to start to create, I guess, the elements of what will become the story for the coloring books. So that all starts with just, having visuals. They can even be like random visuals, and then I'll just like look at a few different things, try to connect things together, and yeah, so um, that part seems to be working okay. Just the having, having a lot of visuals to look at and being able to connect those things together in the way that I want. So I guess the thing now, I'm yeah, trying to figure out um, how to organize my production so I can meet my production goals. So I think a big part of the coloring book pages will be the patterns, and okay, so maybe this is what would be really good to work on today. Is I want to have a series of patterns, like visual patterns that I can like mix together. So just say like maybe I'd have like 10 different visual patterns, and then I could, and it would be essentially like a template that I would have that has like those different visual patterns in it. And so then I would create, create a coloring book page. And the coloring book page, okay, I guess I should do this too. I should separate, distinguish the different elements that will go into a coloring book page. So like the repeating patterns that I can use and like combine together, that is one of the elements. There's like and that's just sort of, I don't think that influences the kind of content of the pages that much, but it's just, the patterns that I'm going to put into the background are really just, I guess you could say to add visual interest. Yeah. So let's see here. Trying to figure out, I'm like going through in my head what else I need to do. Man, yeah, okay, let's see here. What do I need to do? Okay, let's see here. So I think, okay. I'm thinking, like, go back in there. Okay. How about this? I need specifics for what I need to do when I get back in there. So I think I have my big document that has all of the coloring books that I'm working on in it, and it has like the 10 pages all laid out. So I think the first thing I need to do when I get back to the coffee shop is look at that document and essentially just fill in the gaps. There's a lot of kind of like blank spaces that don't have anything in it. So I think the first thing is to fill in the gaps with something visually interesting. And I get too carried away with this step sometimes. Like sometimes I think that it has to be fancier than it actually needs to be, but really the points in this step is just to get some like basic patterns down that can add some visual interest. And at a step later on in the process, I'll take those visual patterns, I'll make adjustments to them, kind of, whatever coloring book page they're going to be a part of, I'll have to make adjustments so it looks like they fit in correctly. Let's see here. To that. What is this? Oh, hey. Let's try. Oh, there's this is interesting. What is this? Like it is ZZ's Strawberry Crisp Soft Bake Bar. It's like not opened either. It looks good. I'm just gonna leave it here. It looks good. I've never seen one of these before. Let's leave it. It's probably the neighbors in here. Okay. So, yeah. So, start filling in the gaps for the visual patterns. Gotta be something. I gotta figure out. I have some coloring book pages that are complete. And I think I think I need to use those as like a guide for just how much detail there is in a coloring book page. Yeah. So I think my drawing skills are, I'm happy with my drawing skills, and my drawing skills will keep on improving over time as I work more and more. But I've got to this point with my art now that that my skill level allows me to create the art that I want to create. So I don't spend too much energy thinking about like ways to improve my skill level, just because I think I'm about where I want to be, which is a nice, at least for the coloring books that I'm working on. I believe that my skill level is sufficient to create the pieces that I want to create for that. So that's nice. Yeah, I guess the main thing that I need to do is just figure out a way to, how does everything fit together, like in the production environment? I really want, I don't know if there would be like a list of steps, but just something that I can look at so I can tell like what part of the process I'm at, or like what step I'm on. Because sometimes I will, I'll go in and I'll start working on stuff without enough of a plan, or without enough of kind of like the broader picture. And so that is hard. That can be difficult. That can be confusing sometimes when the details that I'm working on, they all go towards the bigger picture. But it can be confusing if the details that I'm working on, if I can't see how they can contribute to the bigger picture, that can be confusing. So yeah, it's just essential that I kind of hold those two things in my mind at once, like being able to think of the details and like what things are doing at the detail level, but also being able to think about what the project is in a bigger space, I guess you could say. So yeah. Okay, I think, let's see how much time. Got 17. Oh wow. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna walk up here a little bit and then turn around and go back to the coffee shop. So yeah. I just need a very clear vision for what I'm going to do. Yeah. Very clear vision. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. What is that? There's like something happening in my mind. I'm trying to figure out what it is. Trying to figure out how to explain it. I don't know. Oh, yeah. All right, I'm going to turn on this street. Should be back to the coffee shop in a few minutes, I think. Yeah, I really want to get this routine down. Want to get like in that production mindset, and I think there's going to be a big change in kind of how I perceive things when I'm able to implement the things that I want to implement, and when I get the production ramped up to where I want it to be. Yeah. I felt like I was going to have a panic attack last night. So I was getting ready for bed. I tried to lay down, but when I tried to lay down, my anxiety spiked like crazy. Like I would lay my head down, and then it would feel like dangerous and unsafe, and so I would like get back up and like start walking around, and I eventually found a position that was okay, where I wouldn't feel like too unsafe, and so I got enough sleep last night. But it was just, it's not a fun thing when you're trying to sleep and you can't. It's like the anxiety, that's a horrible feeling. Like I was really tired, and so I was like, oh man, I just want to lay down and I want to sleep. But then, I tried to lay down, and my anxiety just, like, it just felt dangerous. It felt like when I laid down, there was no way I was going to stay like that. It just felt too dangerous to lay down. So that's kind of how my panic and anxiety manifest sometimes, is, that specific situation where, I'm trying to get to sleep, try to lay down, but I can't. I just can't. And yeah. So I hope that doesn't happen tonight. I feel okay now, so it doesn't feel like I would really go into that mindset again. But yeah, it's just been, my sensory issues have felt like they're getting a little out of control. Yeah. And I just can't work when I'm in that like state. It's just, yeah. Oh, see, what time are we at for the video? 22 minutes. Okay. Let's see here. 22 minutes. Okay. Yeah. I will make a production guide for myself. Everything's just kind of in my head right now, but at some point it's going to be useful to write all this stuff down. I think I want to get everything kind of going with the production, and then, yeah, it'll be an organic process. So yeah. Productions. Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, maybe I should set a timer or like half an hour. Maybe I'll like, okay, yeah. I'll work on making patterns and filling in the gaps for about half an hour. And then I'll stop and I'll kind of evaluate how that went. One other thing I realized, which I have not really implemented this yet, but it is something that I think would be good to implement, is I'm going to do like a 48-hour day, which means that I'll be awake for about 38 hours, and then I'll sleep for about 10 hours. And I think for being productive, that may be one of the best things I can do, just because, on a normal day, I'm just switching back and forth between so much stuff that it's hard to really lock into one thing. It's hard to really get into the zone on one thing. And so if I give myself a lot of time, like if if I stretch my waking hours out to 38 hours, that gives me enough time to start something, to ramp it up, and to really get involved in that process. Whereas, if I just work like on a normal day, I might only have like a few hours to really get ramped up and to work on something. And so it's just very beneficial for me to use that time and be able to get more into what I'm working on by giving myself more continuous time to work on it. All right, so I am back at the coffee shop now. So let's go over here, go back into the coffee shop and do some drawing. And yeah. I think the sunglasses are going to be a bit much in the coffee shop. It's already very dark in there. I can't see very much. Let's take these off. Oh, let's see here. There we go. All right, cool. Well, okay. I'm gonna shut it off, upload the video, and get to some drawing.